His hand is huge, right? So I'm going to create another rectangle shape coming off of that for his hand. So you notice I'm starting to get some nice shapes there, but they're not looking like an arm per se. They're just shapes coming together that hopefully will look like an arm as we develop them a little bit more. For his fingers, little rectangle shape, maybe a little smaller one, and so on and so on. Because we see his fingers actually get smaller as they get down because they're bent. Maybe for the thumb we create a little shape like this. His phone, right, a little rectangle. And we see his hand kind of come back here. I could curve this at some point, make it feel a little bit more natural. Right? But I'm really just trying to make it so that it's simplified to start out. Now, I'm noticing right now that my spacing, I think I'll be okay with it. His head's going to go right off the canvas as it does in the image. But if I really wanted to, I am going to demonstrate how you could use your eraser for this, right? I could go in and I could do a little bit of erasing along the top if I wanted to bring it down a little bit. I totally could. And I would just do this. Right? I'm just going to bring it down a little bit. Now for his head, it seems really intimidating, but once again, I'm going to simplify this. I'm going to create a nice circle shape. So that's going to function as this part, his mouth. Right? I can do a second circle for the top of his head. And then I'm just going to connect that back into his body. So I'm already getting that sort of perspective of his face. I'm not going to do really any more details right now with like any lines, like the eyes, for example. I'm not going to get into any of these little things. What I am going to just try to do is create a little bit more of a outline of where his nose may go, and then how his mouth might kind of come down and loop around his jaw. And then back here, I'm just going to create some kind of wild hairs coming off. And maybe a little bit of his hairline and where his sideburns go. Right? So I'm starting to get the feeling of him without getting overly detailed. Now the reason your pencil and paper are out there and that little eraser is because some of you might want to give this a little bit of a trial go, do a little bit of planning. Maybe you want to change a little something about your composition, right? You could do that on that piece of paper if you'd like to. Now I gotta admit, I don't know the name of this character. You all know Penelope. I saw the first one, haven't seen Breaks the Internet yet. Penelope. I could actually maybe even take that down a little bit more there. So for her, I would try to do the same thing, except her head's going to be just like one larger shape. So I can erase away some of maybe Ralph's arm here, and I'm going to create a more basic circle shape for now. Maybe a bit of a ponytail coming down. Maybe I'll separate her head from her face. And if you really need help with drawing out shapes, I'm here to help you out with that. Okay, so don't